One thing I would like to say about MUSE and why I so firmly believe in it is that there's nothing that someone of my generation or even the next generation behind me can teach a kid today as a piece of information that is going to do them any good in a world that's changing as fluidly and rapidly as it is. All we can do is teach them how to learn, how to be good human beings, how to have a personal ethos, and then let them go on this journey, because the world is changing so fast that rote memorization and the way that schools have always done it is not going to serve them well. And that's why MUSE is such a powerful place and why people are paying attention to it. Now, I mentioned commencement speech, which I have no intention of giving, because we actually have a much better alternative today, a secret guest speaker who's going to inspire us all with his journey, my good friend, Guillermo del Toro.
Well, if my accent is not clear, please let me know. But I know. Well, I don't know the graduates, but I know Calvin since childhood. And I tried very hard to think about what to say. I took it very seriously. It's very hard to sum up something that would be useful in life, but I'm not going to wing it like I normally do. I wrote a few thoughts. We can only understand time by creating a measure to hold it. And we create distinctions that are artificial between a second, a minute, a year, or infancy, adolescence, and adult age. In truth, many of you have already felt the empathy, responsibility, or terror that you will feel as an adult since you were kids. You're probably carrying it, and you're coming to this threshold, and everybody's telling you everything is going to change, and you probably are wondering what is going to change. Today you step into a new world and you cross this threshold, and I would say just in time, because the generation of adults that preceded you didn't do to you any favors. We're living a world that is really on the brink in so many ways. You know, ecologically, of course, socially, full of injustice that seems to change and comes back. But I think that at the same time, we all are born in a world that needs mending. Each generation is, and we face the odds as well as we can. What I learned over the decades is that within every one of our defects, a virtue is contained, and that within every piece of adversity there is an opportunity. This sounds really optimistic, but it's not only that, it's true. And one of the energies that you have as young people is rage. And most people tell you not to use it, to put it away, to be nice. I say, make peace with it and use it. Be enraged at what you're inheriting. Be enraged at what you cannot do and what's possible before, and change it. You know, I think that every one of those defects that become virtues, you can point in yourself. What makes you stubborn and impossible makes you tenacious. What makes you absent-minded and aloof makes you imaginative. In my own story, I was born in the second largest city in Mexico, a provincial city called Guadalajara. There was no school for film. There was no possibility of having a film festival or a retrospective. There was nothing. And anybody that wanted to study film had to go to Mexico City. And even then, when we came into being, the unions had closed the access to cinema for the last 3 decades. It was impossible for anyone to try to become a film director. What we did then is we founded a film festival that's still going 35 years after, largest film festival in Latin America. We founded a school of film that's still going strong. And ultimately, my generation kicked open the door of the union, and we became directors, not only in the arena of our country, but everywhere where we could. You know, so there's no impossibles, they say, and it sounds impossible. But the only truth is the limits are there to tell you that's the world right now. The limits tell you, the frustration tells you where the world ends right now. And it's up to you and the desire to go through it and utilize that rage and desire to change that changes the limits. Everything we do at any age is also symbolic. And I want you to take this very seriously. Everything you do every day, when you don't stand up for someone, something, especially for yourself, symbolically you're adding weight to fear and turning your back to love. I think every day your choices from before this day and from this day on, your choices are done to support fear or to support love. The opportunities you face right now are equal to the dangers you face right now. This is a unique time in human history. There are only two times to fight that are worth it. When you're the first and you're a pioneer, or when you're the last and you're hope. So make your defects assets. And when you're told something is impossible, just do it again. If in no way you're starting a new life, the adults may think that. You're just continuing yours. Know this, those defects that I mentioned again and again, they're part of your voice. Your voice is not a contest on TV where you need to sound like somebody else to get approved by 3 judges. Your voice is full of that rage and full of that fear because everybody somewhere in the world is feeling it and is going to identify with it. Know this notion. In every generation, there is a notion in psychology called the dark star. And that is the one person that sees what was done to them and says, it will not continue after me, and stops it. And it changes an entire generation. May you be that dark star and be able to stand here a few years from now, proud and happy, and telling the world and the next generation that you made it a better place. Thank you very much.